There you go, bud. Yeah.
What's going on YouTube? It's MasterAquatics and I'm just bringing you guys another video like I always do. Welcome to the channel, welcome back to the channel, whichever one, doesn't matter because you are here. So, I got some bad news. I also got some good news. Well, actually, it's just mostly bad. And I had to do like a voiceover for this video because I had originally put my voice into my camera and I was talking and recording at the same time, but I was too emotional and very emotionally invested in what just happened. And I decided I didn't want you guys to hear me in the state that I was when this happened. I've been through situations like this before and I've been able to, push through it, but this time it was a little bit different because I came to Petco on this day with the intentions of making sure that these fish were properly cared for, that they were going to get the best life that I could possibly give them. I was going to give them a long and happy life. That was my goal, and I think that's everybody's goal when they go into a Petco, a pet store, and there's an animal, fish, a cat, a dog, a ferret, whatever it is that you're into, and you see this animal and it's put up for adoption because somebody had went in there and they decided they were no longer able to give the quality of life that this animal deserves. And then you see the animal and you think, I'm up for the challenge. I can give these guys a good home, I can make them happy, I can give them a better life than what they had before. And when you feel that confident and you finally get these fish or you get the animal, and then the unthinkable happens where you are put in a situation all of a sudden that you don't want to be in because you didn't think this was going to happen. You thought you were doing everything correctly. You thought you were doing everything that you can to make sure that these fish were alright. You ever been in that position where you thought you were doing 100% for your fish, and then out of nowhere your fish says, hey, you're not doing enough for me, I'm too stressed out now, it's time for me to go? And I think that's what happened to me. So here's the biggest tinfoil barb that I bought from Petco a few weeks ago, and unfortunately he passed away. So before I tell you guys what happened, I'm just gonna say, if you want to judge me, if you want to talk go ahead, whatever floats your boat. I don't give a because I'm gonna tell you guys something off camera. You guys don't know how much work I'm putting into these aquariums. Alright, so let me go ahead and just explain what happened. So on October 1st, my 125 gallon tank was looking a little dirty, so I decided to do a water change. Now 2 hours after I did the water change, all the fish were fine, nothing was going on, everything was okay. Matter of fact, I did a live stream where I attempted to feed my crab outside of his aquarium. While I was doing that live stream, I showed the 125 gallon tank to everybody, and the tinfoil barbs that were in there, they were doing absolutely fantastic. So 2 hours go by, I do the live stream, and then I thought, hey, I need to start creating a video, I need to start editing. So I go on my laptop, I'm trying to figure out like what to do a video on, and all of a sudden I hear very intense splashing coming from the 125 gallon tank. At first I ignored it a little bit because I was thinking, oh, the peacock bass, the largemouth bass, they're probably chasing some of the fish around in there or whatever. It turns out it was this tinfoil barb, and he was just going everywhere and he was dying. I don't know what it was, but he ended up dying. I tried to save him. I put him in the 75 gallon tank. He still ended up dying. What do I do with my dead fish? Well, now that I have a crab, I figured it's best that I just feed my crab dead fish if I ever get one. Here's my attempt at trying to feed this crab the big tinfoil barb. I just kind of threw it in there, which is not a very smart idea. I should never try to use my hands to feed my crab, because if something goes wrong and that crab gets a hold of my hand, that is going to be the end of my hand. I don't want to lose any fingers, although I don't really think he could chop off your fingers, but you never know. I'm such a wimp, I'm not even gonna try. But anyways, so he didn't want the whole piece, so I decided maybe my prawn shrimp will go ahead and eat this fish because they pretty much eat everything. Nope. They did not want to have to do with anything with this fish. Some of you guys might be thinking, well, hey, maybe your shrimp are full. No. These guys right here do not get full. they do not get full. They just eat and munch and munch and eat and starve and starve and eat and never stop until it's time for them to molt again. That's when they take a break from eating, and that's when they are very vulnerable and they decide to spend some of their time not eating but protecting themselves, because when a shrimp just molts, they are very vulnerable. Their body is not as hard, so they are very vulnerable to attacks such as this clip right here. Now, because I saw that with my crayfish, I knew that I had to make a few choices in this tank and I had to move them around. But before moving these guys, I wanted to go ahead and get them full. So I'm gonna feed them, but they're not gonna eat that whole fish. So what I had to do is I had to end up cutting my tinfoil barb into pieces, and I didn't want to do that, but you know, I also didn't want to just flush my tinfoil barb. I wanted him to be useful.
Now I want to give you guys a warning before I show you guys the cut up fish. So if you're squeamish, you don't want to see cut up fish, please click off of the video now or just skip through it. But I did cut up my tinfoil barb because this is the only way that they are going to eat it. So I'm going to show you guys the body parts now, but like I said, if you're squeamish, just click off of the video. Alright, you guys ready? Okay, so this is my cut up tinfoil barb. I'm keeping it in some water, and we're gonna feed these to my crab and my prawn shrimp. So I actually threw in a piece of that fish and my crab went for it. I tried to give it to him whole at first, but he was not wanting the whole piece of fish, so I just gave him a piece, and it seems like he's doing okay with that. I'm gonna throw some more in there after he eats that one piece. I don't want to try to overfeed him or anything like that, so we're just gonna leave him with that piece and then we're gonna move on. I also forgot to mention, I got the organs in here as well, like the air sac, the stomach, and all that, which should be a delicacy for some fish, or maybe these guys right here. So here's the air sac and the stomach, there's the poop there, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna feast on this pretty good. So I'm gonna throw it in. Get it, buddy. Get it, get it, get it.
Nope.
There you go, bud. Yeah. There you go, buddy. Good job. I'm so proud of you. You're doing a lot better now that you're back in your tank. Again, guys, it sucks. I lost my tinfoil barb, and of course it's gonna be the biggest one, you know? But dang, I mean, I'm happy to be able to feed my crab. This tinfoil barb, I really wanted him to be happy in my 125-gallon tank, but I guess we won't see that day.
Alright guys, so I moved my crayfish into the 10-gallon. I took out the orange small crayfish that was in here and the 3 baby platies, and I moved them into the 20-gallon snail tank. These are snails that are called rainhorns. I'm raising them. I'm trying to get them to breed. That way I have an endless supply of good high quality snails to feed to my puffers. And I threw in pieces of that tinfoil barb in here, and they're munching away on that. That orange crayfish, he was also munching on some of this too. And my baby platies are in here, and they are just adorable. Look at these guys. They're growing so fast, always eating and pooping. So yeah, I think they'll do really good in here. Whenever the crayfish gets a little bit bigger, I'm gonna have to move him because I really don't want him killing any of the snails in here, but I think right now we'll be okay. Alright guys, so now that I've shown you what happened with my tinfoil barb, I also showed you a feeding of my giant crab, and hopefully you guys enjoy it when I feed my crab. I know I do. I know I love having him as a pet, and I'm gonna try to keep him alive as long as possible. Hopefully I don't mess up with him too, but just know guys, I always try to do 100%. I know you guys don't think so because you guys aren't here with me in my apartment off camera, seeing the water changes that I do, how I feed them. Every day when I wake up, the first thing that I do is I check on my fish. Actually, I lied. The first thing that I do is brush my teeth and take a piss. But after that, I check on my fish because they are my babies. So I'm sorry that I lost the fish, and there's nothing that I can do to bring this fish back except try to be just more careful. All the other fish are fine in the 125-gallon tank. They seem to be happy. Again, not sure what happened with that big tinfoil barb. I'm pretty sure something tried to eat it or bite it or whatever, and it just got stressed out to the point where it says, hell no, this ain't for me. And he decided to go bye-bye to fish heaven. Tinfoil barb, if you're up there in fish heaven right now, and you're listening to this, just know that I love you so much, baby. I love you, and I was gonna give you the best life ever. Alright guys, I think I'm done with this video now, and I'm pissed off that I lost the tinfoil bar, but hey, it is what it is. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Peace out.